Hello, and welcome again to this GIS report. I'm your host, Information Officer Feliza Fenty for the Ministry of Natural Resources and Labor. Our environment is everywhere. It is our surroundings, the invisible glue that holds every aspect of our lives together. Thus, the government of the Virgin Islands continues to observe a month of activities dedicated to awareness, preservation, and increased understanding of the threats and opportunities within our Virgin Islands ecosystems. Joining me today are Officers Grunelvia Chalwell-Farrington and Senara Benjamin Duncan of the Conservation and Fisheries Department as we talk about the upcoming events and highlights of June, that is Environment Month. Thank you for joining us today, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
For those who may not know, what is Environment Month?
Environment Month is an extension on World Environment Day, which is a global initiative of United Nations Environmental Program, which is UNEP. The shorten is UNEP. And what that is all about is on that particular celebration, we observe in the territory for an entire month.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So, and it stems off of World Environment Day.
Right. And the theme for this year's Environment Month, what would that be? Raise
your voice, not the sea level. Every year, everywhere, and everyone.
Right. Okay. Last year there were a number of activities scheduled. Would you care to go through some of the activities?
Sure. We're going to be starting off the month on June 1st with our church service. It's going to be at the Marvelous Gospel Church in Longbush. And the service will start at 11 o'clock a.m. Following that will be the week of invasive species, starting from June 2nd to the 5th of June, where there will be activities for that entire week, including mass competition, panel discussion, information display, and radio shows.
You said a week of invasive
species.
What's an invasive species?
An invasive species is more or less animals or predators that are not known to the territory.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I guess we are learning about those animals that are not common to the Virgin Islands.
Correct.
Okay.
Following that, we'll have Saving the World Fair. That'll be June 5th, 2014. So when the week of invasive species end off, they will be holding a booth down at Saving the World Fair. Right? And also to that same day, later on, around 3 o'clock p.m., there will be the Parade for the Planet.
Okay.
That is an annual activity every year, where it will start off at the Festival ground sites.
And then end in the Noel.
End, exactly.
Okay. That's where the Saving the World Fair is.
Yes, correct. Okay. Following that, we'll have Monday, June 10th, open house celebration at the Department of Conservation and Fisheries, where persons from the public can come in and view the different exhibits we'll have there, get to question officers about our responsibilities, and get a little sense, a feel of how we work on a day-to-day basis. Following that is the Saturday, which is June 14th, we'll have a sunrise service. That would start 5:30 a.m. And I'll let Mrs. Duncan elaborate more on that. There's a
sunrise service. The pastor's name is Pastor Sunday Joseph.
His name is Pastor
Sunday Joseph, and he'll be doing the sunrise service. It's in the Trunk Bay area. The name of the farm is Good Moon Farm, and it's more of a historical location. It's a historical garden, something like that. So we're going to take a tour after the service, and buses would be available to pick up those who need a ride from Road Town to the Trunk Bay area.
So if persons call the department,
yes,
they'll be able to.
They would be able to
schedule and so on.
Yes.
Okay, and that's early in the morning.
Yes, 5:30 a.m.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Okay, we wake up and.
It's refreshing. You can hear the birds sing. You can enjoy, that way you enjoy more of the environment.
Right, right.
Early in the morning.
Are there any more activities?
Yes, there are. For the very first time this year, celebration, we'll have a sunrise service and a sunset, right?
Okay.
And with the sunset, it will be the 28th of June. It will be held on the lovely island of Virgin Gorda. So, once again, as the theme reiterates, every year, everywhere, everyone. So we're catering for our sister islands.
Yes.
Right?
And try to be inclusive.
Right. Yes. So it's going to be at 4:00 p.m. Right. Looking forward to see our Virgin Island or Virgin Guardians out to support.
Yes, yes.
And our grand finale is the Fisherman's Day celebration up at Long Bay Beach Beef Island.
Good, good.
That'll be June 30th.
Awesome.
And that's the last Monday of June month.
Exciting.
Also known as the Territory Day?
Territory Day.
Right.
Right. Very exciting. Yes. So you mentioned the mass competition. Would you care to elaborate on the mass competition or any other activities that be going on for students, Ms. Duncan?
Yes, we have the mass competition. It's directed towards students in the primary school and high school level, where if they're interested, they can make a mask from recycled paper and create that would show invasives, or for instance, a lionfish. You can create the mask from scratch, and they would be able to win a good prize. The prize that they're able to win would not be mentioned now, but it's an exciting prize and something that students would be very interested in. Also, we're having the stomp and chant competition because it's raise your voice, not the sea level. So we want you to raise your voice, speak out, be proactive, tell more about the environment, and it has to come out in your message while doing the stomp and the chant. We're trying to have the stomp and the chant between the hours of 12 up until before the parade starts.
Right.
So students can have their lunches and come along and do their stomp and chant for the environment, including everyone, every year.
Everywhere?
Everywhere.
Yes. Yes. So you said the stomp and chant is at the Saving the World Fair.
Yes.
And that would be before the Parade for the Planet begins.
Yes.
Which is all June.
Between that time, yes.
And the significance of June 5th is what is that's World Environment Day.
World Environment Day.
Right. So that's where Environment Month stemmed off of. It's a one-day event globally recognized, but we at the Department of Conservation and Fisheries, we extended it locally here for an entire month.
Yes.
We observe it for.
Okay. How are we incorporating the theme into our activities this year?
With our theme, we're at the fair, for one, the Saving the World Fair. We're trying to give tips on climate change, because climate change is an issue that's challenging the entire planet right now. It's not just the Virgin Islands, it's also the entire world. So we're trying to give tips to the people of the Virgin Islands so that they'll be able to help us to combat climate change. The natural stability of our ecosystem, they're becoming weaker, and we need to do something to help to slow that process down.
For those who may not understand, what is the relation between raise your voice, not the sea level, and climate change? What is that relation?
We want the people, for raising your voice, we want you to speak out, do something, be proactive, do something about the environment, us losing our beautiful Virgin Islands. Do something about carbon emissions. You can walk, you can bike, anything that we can do, any little thing, every little thing counts. So climate change, if we would raise our voice, be proactive, then we may be able to control our sea level, well, our shorelines coming, rising, the rising of our sea level.
In terms of climate change, what are we doing besides public awareness to educate the public and also to combat effects of climate change in the future?
We're working along with the Ministry of Natural Resources, and under this ministry, we've adopted a policy, the Climate Change Adaptation Policy, in collaboration with our department. We're working feverishly to have the people of the BVI governed under these rules and regulations. We're working and hoping that we have a better outcome as to the proactiveness of the society within the BVI.
Okay. Ms. Franklin, you'd like to add?
Along with that, the development of the Climate Change Trust Fund as well within the approval policy, right? As a primary source of the finance to the implementation of the policy, it was passed in cabinet, and a technical working group was formed, and out of that technical working group, it comprised government workers along with private
sector.
Right. And with that being formed, the Climate Change Trust Fund was like a guidance to assist, you know, the country with the effects, any effects that, you know, come out of, climate change.
Yeah. Okay. So you mentioned a chant competition for Environment Month. What other activities will there be for students and for young people to get involved, if any?
We also have the mask competition, where the students, as Mrs. Farrington stated, the students would be able to come out and exhibit invasive species, create a mask out of recycled material, and exhibit it on the parade day. And they're competing to win a prize.
Right.
That's very good. I won't give it away, but it's a good prize.
It's a good prize.
Yes.
Sometimes topics of the environment, we hear it here, we hear it over there. It can seem cliche. What are some ways that the department is working to make things different or interesting and to get people involved and excited about the environment and Environment Month in general?
We're visiting schools. We're out there. We're hands-on. We're doing reports. We do reports. We're trying to get the information out to the media on climate change, because climate change is a hot topic all over. It affects not only, as I said, the Virgin Islands, but the entire world. And that's the effort of the UNEP, United Nations Environmental Program. They're trying to get us more aware of what's happening and be more proactive and just do what we have to do and not just talk. We need to be more proactive. That's the message for this one. Proactiveness.
So, what can we look forward to in terms of Environment Month in the coming years? How do you see, what is the vision of the department, or what would be your own personal vision as environmental education officers?
Being more proactive, as Mrs. Duncan said, a lot of more public educational awareness campaigns, bringing in the schools stronger than ever, approaching them a lot earlier within the school term, to get them more on board. I can see us doing a lot of different activities, such as a walk. You can have a marathon, so to speak, walk for a cause, and have different portions of the environment campaign. Use your voice, speak out.
Right.
You understand, and get that message across. Be more proactive.
Right.
That's the key word there.
Is there Anything else that you would like to say at this time for Ms. Duncan and Ms. Farrington to get persons excited and interested in Environment Month and to tell people to just get ready? It's happening. It's next month.
Well, June is Environment Month. Is a well-known saying here in the Virgin Islands, so everyone know it's approaching. So once again, it's everybody business, and everybody needs to get concerned with it. Climate change is a hot topic. Its impact is inevitable. You can see the evidence of it. You have your high sea level rises, your rise in temperature, you know, strong storm. You know, so right, and it's gonna impact all of us.
Right.
So from young to old. So get involved this month, not only this month, but a continuous effort within our lives, and try to, even if we try to slow down the impacts of it, because we can do that. So let us work collectively,
right,
as citizens of these lovely British Virgin Islands, and combat this fierce force.
Yes.
Right? And rally with us for the entire month of June, the Department of Conservation and Fisheries, along with the Ministry of Natural Resources and Labour.
Thank you.
I would say help us push towards or move the Virgin Islands towards a more sustainable Virgin Islands.
Right.
We're trying to become more sustainable, preserve what we have. That's why the tourists come. So it would be nice to preserve it, conserve, and become more, change our environmental habits.
Right.
Change the habits that we normally do, change our culture to throw trash, to use plastics and discard them, and they're not biodegradable. Change all of that. Recycle. Walk and not use your vehicle, because that's carbon emissions. That's emissions that are very harmful to the ozone layer. So let's just work together and become more sustainable to make a more sustainable Virgin Islands.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle. You have to adapt. It's not one time. It's not going to happen tomorrow morning if you start now. It's gradual.
Right. And let us all become agents of change.
Yes.
Right. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming today and for talking about Environment Month with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
The Ministry of Natural Resources and Labour strives to effectively manage and administer the territory's natural resources in a manner that ensures long-term sustainability. Please contact the Conservation and Fisheries Department at 468-2703 for more information on Environment Month, celebrated this June under the theme, Raise Your Voice, Not the Sea Level, every year, everywhere, everyone. For the Ministry of Natural Resources and Labour, I am Information Officer Feliza Fenty. Thanks for watching.